Hey mom, today added another layer to the realization that fear operates like a fully functioning system, one that influences behavior through subtle cues rather than obvious barriers. Watching how media organizations deliberately push fear because it guarantees attention made the entire concept more structural than emotional. It shows that fear is effective not because it's true, but because it's loud. And once that dynamic became clearer, it was easy to see how personal fears followed the same pattern. They don't wait for the right moment. They insert themselves whenever there's a chance to limit movement. They thrive on attention, repetition, and the assumption that they're offering protection. But when viewed through this broader lens, their influence becomes easier to question. It becomes clear that fear isn't a built-in authority. It's simply the most persistent signal in the environment, both externally and internally. Carrying that awareness into the school environment made every small hesitation more revealing. The moments where someone knows the answer yet chooses silence showed how fear doesn't need intensity to be effective. It only needs influence at the exact moment action is required. A split second where the possibility of being wrong feels heavier than the potential of adding value. Today highlighted how consistently this plays out. The slightest doubt pushes someone to stay quiet, and in that instant the opportunity disappears. Meanwhile, the person who steps forward, even if uncertain, becomes the one who is seen, trusted, and remembered. What stood out was how disproportionate the impact of these micro decisions becomes over time. They don't just shape a single moment. They shape identity, reputation, and the trajectory of someone's involvement. It reinforced the idea that capability itself doesn't create opportunity, expressed capability does. And fear's small interventions are often what prevent that expression from happening. Seeing this interplay through the lens of experience versus theory added even more weight to the reflection. Theory creates an illusion of readiness because everything makes sense in the mind, but growth doesn't come from understanding alone. It comes from exposing that understanding to real conditions. Today showed how often fear blocks those low-stakes opportunities to build experience. The chance to answer a question, test an idea, or take part in a situation where the outcome isn't fully predictable. Each time fear steps in, it preserves temporary comfort at the expense of long-term capability. On the other hand, each small act of engagement becomes a building block for confidence. Experience doesn't come from major events. It comes from these little repetitions that fear constantly tries to edit out of the day. Seen through a wider lens, the whole experience made it clear that fear doesn't just appear on its own. It functions like a business model. It sells caution, hesitation, and worst-case scenarios in exchange for a sense of temporary safety. Fear stays in business because it wins small, repeated transactions where short-term safety is chosen over long-term growth. But once that structure is recognized, its influence weakens. Acting anyway, like speaking up, taking initiative, or moving forward, cuts off its revenue stream. Those choices redirect energy toward actions that actually compound in a positive way. The insight wasn't about trying to eliminate fear, but about refusing to keep paying into its economy. Today showed that the business of fear only thrives when its terms go unquestioned, and it loses power the moment someone chooses intention over avoidance. I ate dinner at the market, and that was it for my day. Okay, love you. Bye.